please. We'd appreciate that. Hello, everybody. My name is Amanda Ice, and I would like to welcome everybody at this very special call on a Wednesday evening. It is Kayla's business launch, and I want to say welcome to all the brand partners, but a special welcome to all the guests who's got no idea what this is about, and you're going to be blown away by everything. So I and Merle and we are going to be the co-pilots. We're going to be pressing the buttons, but today is really about Kayla, and I'm going to start by asking Mandi, who is Kayla's sponsor, who told her about these patches, to please tell us your story, Mandi, and then please welcome Kayla, introduce her, and then we'll get the story going. And what I'm going to do, Kayla, when you start talking, I will start sharing the presentation, and Mandi will continue for us, telling everybody about these amazing patches that she's saying that's making her hair grow. So let's start. Thank you, Mandi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. So welcome to everybody, all our guests and brand partners. My name is Mandi. I have been patching for 7 months, and it has completely transformed my life. I was diagnosed about 10 years ago with ME. So I was bedridden for a period of time and was really managing my condition with a lot of medication, sleeping tablets, pain medication, antidepressants, all kinds of things, really just to try and just have a life, really. I last year I discovered a lump, and so HRT, I'd gone into menopause. HRT wasn't an option for me, and so Trish had mentioned the patches to me in May last year, and I'm one of those skeptical people, and took far too long to get onto the patches. And within a few short days, I started to see results already. I slept much better. I was able to come off all my medication very, very quickly. And honestly, I was just talking to my one daughter, my middle daughter today, and she was just saying, like, the years of them all sitting on my bed are over, because now they can't keep up with me. I'm so busy. I'm able to start training again. And I'm not a big trainer, but I love to be active. And for 10 years, I was not able to even walk down the passage. And so when I started patching, Kayla is a friend of mine, and I said to her, "You have got to get on these patches." And so I'm just so incredibly excited about Kayla, about her journey, her passion. She's a wonderful, passionate person, and really just also the results that she's seeing fairly quickly. So, Kayla, well done. I'm so excited
Thank
about your
you.
launch tonight, and
Yes,
I'm gonna hand over to you so that you can welcome your guests and tell us a little bit about your testimony.
yes, thank you so much and welcome everybody. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us. I know it's late at night and some of you usually get into bed this time of night. How do I make my screen bigger, or am I bigger on the screen now?
You can just
Yeah,
continue.
you
Oh,
can,
I
yeah.
can just continue. Okay. All right. So first of all, I just want to say how blessed and privileged and lucky I feel to have become part of this LifeWave team. And I cannot thank Mandi enough. And the guidance and the support and the help, it's just been overwhelming. And, at the end of the day, I want to say to everybody on this platform, if you and your loved ones and your family and friends and colleagues are not patched yet, you need to start patching. I think, and personally, I feel that everybody on this planet, doesn't matter how old or young you are, you need to start patching. I think it's time that we all take back control of our lives and our health. And I think it's also time that, the wool is lifted from our eyes, especially when it comes to all these medications that we've been pumping into our bodies. And I asked one of my friends, can I please just say tonight that when I went and to their home on Monday night and I patched her husband, she came and brought me not an ice cream container, okay, one of those huge plastic crates full of medication. And I was thinking to myself, this was me. I mean, yes, I have got a drawer and a cupboard full of medication, But when you put it together, it would most likely have looked like that. And I don't think it's like when we drink something or eat something, if we had to know and physically see what it does inside our bodies to our organs and the long-term side effects of foods and drinks and these horrible drugs, I don't think we would put any of that down our throats. So that I shared on video, but I can tell you something for those who don't or haven't heard my testimony. I was in continuous, constant pain 24 with my lower back, and 4 years ago my neck started. So last year, Feb, I had neck surgery, but my major surgery was in end of November when I had my back done. So and I was actually starting to get worried, although Dr. Latron said to me, "No, Kayla, you don't carry a brick in your lower back." It felt like I was carrying a brick in my lower back after my op. And it's been a very, very slow and tedious healing process. And I have a very stressful, not job really, but I thrive on stress and adrenaline, so the busier I am, the better I thrive and do. So I think that has also contributed to my body not healing properly because of my stress levels always being so high. So yeah, I'm very glad to say that I'm no longer having to be my brace. I mean, I started patching almost 4 weeks ago, man. Started patching, and I started getting terrible pain in my fingers when I was holding a cell phone or holding something, and I wanted to open my hands. I was struggling to unlock my fingers, my wrists, my elbows, and also I started noticing when I lie down at night, if I'm very busy at work, sitting at my desk, my head started making these funny little, I can't even describe it to you, and constant headaches. You know what? No more brace, no more headaches, no more wrist pains, no more I had pains in different parts of my bodies every single day. And I'm so grateful that I started patching. So honestly, whether you have got diabetes or whether you've got, you know what the crazy thing is about these patches, it's going to start healing um, different parts in your body that you might not even know that you've got illnesses in or problems in, So yeah, and like I said, it's age reversing. So yeah, I'm very excited because by the time I'm going to be 80, I'm going to look 50. I was teasing and say I'm sitting with VAT at the moment, but yeah, it's just a phenomenal, mind-blowing product, and it's changed my life for the better. Honestly, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh, that's
So thank you
awesome,
so much.
Kayla.
Yeah.
It's great hearing your story and your excitement. And that's why all of us are here, because we are so excited and we just can't keep quiet about it. So, Mandi, I'm going to leave it over to you to explain to the people, why is Kayla so excited and why are you so excited?
Yeah, so I think at this point we know on the call there are people that have been patched and there are people that haven't been patched. And really the thing with the patch is that it elevates, activates, and regenerates your own body's ability to function and heal. And that's what's so exciting. So before we speak about the patch itself, we have to stop in and have a look at who invented the patch. This David Schmidt, he's our CEO and the inventor of X39. At this point, he has over 200 patents, which is absolutely phenomenal. He is not a medical doctor. He is a scientist and an inventor with a passion for people and impacting people's lives. He specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research. And the recent patent of X39 took 10 years and $4.5 million dollars to bring to market, which is a huge amount of money, but shows his commitment and his passion. So the patent, the exciting thing about a patent is that a patent does not get issued without there being proof. So when people say, well, there's the placebo effect, there cannot be placebo with a patent. So what does the patent say? In short, it says that by applying the X39, it will result in the elevation of copper peptide in your body, which then, among other benefits, it activates and regenerates your stem cells. With that, you have an improvement in energy, an elevation of antioxidants, and all of those things. If you want to see the link in the patent, have a look at the patent. We'll give you the info for that later. But it's a great document to have a look at. Very exciting. So why do we apply the stem cell activation patch? So the reality is that the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And we know that. There's a reason why the majority of pro athletes, by the time they're 30, that's the end of their season. There's hundreds of millions of people who are experiencing symptoms of aging. At the age of 30, only half of your stem cells are active, which is quite a scary thought, because I think when you're 30, you still feel like you've got it all together. The reality is that is almost like your middle age. By the time you're 60, you've lost almost all of your stem cell activity. So how does X39 work? So X39 is a proprietary form of phototherapy. And a simple way to understand phototherapy is that if you need to increase your vitamin D levels, you go out into the sun, that light activates a chemical response in your body, which then elevates your vitamin D levels. So that's really, we all understand having to go into the sun. That is phototherapy. So within the little patch is a patented form of nanocrystal. So I don't know if you can see that there. It's a little bit difficult. There's a little white ball there. That is a patented form of nanocrystal technology. So within that, it almost forms little micro mirrors or nano mirrors that the light from your body reflects onto and reflects then back into your body. So the once that light goes back into your body, it then causes that activation and the elevation of the copper peptide. So within that little plaster, there is no medication. Nothing goes into your body, and so it's non-transdermal. There's no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. It's completely non-invasive. We also need to just mention that X39 is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any medical condition. What its intention is to activate your own body's healing mechanism, and so your own body then heals the way that it's created to heal. So what are the benefits of X39? You've heard about hair growth. My hair has started to change color. So I went through a traumatic thing about 3 years ago, and my hair went completely gray. And so my hair now has started to change color. Other benefits are increased strength, mental clarity, that brain fog that I lived with, and you become accustomed to. Only when it's lifted, you realize, oh gosh, I was living with that fog hanging over me the whole time. There's a reduction in inflammation. There's restored muscle or skeletal conditions, increase in stamina, improvement of sleep. That was my first thing that I realized within 2 days. Gosh, I'm sleeping so much better. Energy and vitality, improved skin appearance. And it's really geared towards achieving an optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So this is such an interesting test that they did. The participant was a 77-year-old woman. And this that you see here is a topography map. So it's almost like a photograph of somebody's brain. So session 1, there was no X39, and you can see the red part there is inflammation. The brain is completely incoherent. By session 2, which was only 3 weeks later, you can see that the inflammation is completely gone and the brain is much more coherent. By session 3, which was only 6 weeks later, you can see a complete turnaround, better brain coherence, and absolutely no inflammation. So that red part would have been a symptom of a hyperactivity. So her brain calmed down dramatically by the second session. And after wearing X39 for 6 weeks, you can see there was a complete calming and complete lack of inflammation in her brain. So what are the long-term results? And this is per case studies. The website I spoke of earlier is thisisit.info.com. We'll give you an opportunity to take a screen grab a little bit later. But there is a wealth of information. The patent is there, the clinical trials are there, all kinds of interviews and panel discussions. So within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. So this is all not just hearsay, this is based on clinical trial information. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced, as we've just seen. And within 3 months, your collagen is increased. So we all know about collagen for our skin, but collagen is one of the major protein building blocks of your whole body. So it impacts your muscles, your bones, all of your organs. So that's huge. It's not just about skin. It's great that we get a reduction in wrinkles. Who wouldn't want that? But it's much, much more. So within 6 months, your heart actually begins to reverse in age, which is incredible. So David Schmidt said it's not anti-aging, it's actually age reversing, which is mind-boggling. So how do you wear X39? So you wear the patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And the reason why you have the off period is that so that your body can begin to repair and rejuvenate. Once you take the patch off, you throw it away. And then tomorrow you put a new patch on and you repeat that. So it's very simple. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Very, very easy. And you can wear more than one patch at a time. So that doesn't mean that you wear 2 X39s. What the person that invited you will be able to explain to you is all of our supplementary patches. So you can wear, for example, an X39 in the day and an Eon at night. So that's what we mean by more than one patch. And then we really need to drink plenty of water. I think what I've realized is majority of people are walking around dehydrated and they don't know it. So many people are struggling with headaches, and that's often a sign that you are dehydrated. So you add a good electrolyte to your water and you drink plenty of water. So as you can see, X39 is incredibly sophisticated and yet so simple to explain. We understand these principles so easily. The testimonies of X39, as you've heard, are absolutely life-changing and emotional. And the best thing about X39, the best thing for majority of us started really just because we needed it from a health point of view. But once you've started, you want it, like Kayla said, like you want everybody to be on the patch because it absolutely works and does what it says it will do. Thanks, Amanda.
Wow. Mandi, thank you very much. I'm excited, and I've heard this many times. I really get excited when people share this because it's so real, and as she said, it actually works. So we already heard from Kayla and from Mandi. Thank you guys for your testimony, and Mandi, you did an excellent job. Thank you so much. But I'd like to give 2 or 3 other people a chance to also share their testimony and just tell all the new people here. We've heard about Kayla and Mandi, but what about other people? Has it worked for other people as well? So I'm going to open up the floor. Just unmute and please tell us what has happened in your life. Let's just do quick testimonies. But this is the highlight for me. Bonnie, can I maybe ask you?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm very fortunate in that I've had a whole bunch of people who've had incredible results from the patches. The one is an 85-year-old lady. Her sugars have come down so low that her doctors told her she can go off one of her medications, so she's only on one now rather than 2. Her friends, I can imagine they must be between the age of 85 and 90. They're telling her that she looks 10 years younger, which she's very excited about. Then I have somebody who I grew up with who suffered with osteoarthritis for the last 30 years. It's actually unbelievable to think that other than the patches, people are telling me that there is no way to take away the pain of osteoarthritis. They're just having to live with pain. Anyway, this lady, after battling for 30 years, went onto the patches, and she phoned me and said, do you know what it's like to walk around pain-free? She doesn't have pain anymore. Another lady developed cancer of the pancreas, and normally that is like fatal, and you nearly always develop diabetes with that. She didn't develop diabetes, and a couple of weeks ago, her oncologist has given her the all clear. He says, you are cancer-free. And then she went to her cardiologist, and he said, I don't believe what I'm seeing, but your heart is stronger than it was 11 years ago. And then a close friend of mine has an autoimmune condition, and that developed in incredible incontinence. She was having to wear a nappy and sanitary towels. She was kind of stranded at home, couldn't go anywhere. And it's absolutely returned to normal. She's over the moon. So they've just been amazing results. These patches work. You can be sure they work.
And it's life-changing testimonies that you're giving. You know, the lady with the incontinence, it's really life-changing. It's not, it's a whole, it's everything. As you're saying, she couldn't leave the house and everything. It's so, it really touches one's heart. And I think that's why a lot of us start going into the business opportunity, because we can't keep quiet. We just want to tell other people about it. And I know Bonnie at first wasn't so excited like she is now, but the longer she's going on, we can't keep her quiet, because it's all these testimonies, because it's so awesome, and it's just fantastic. It's just,
how can you not share that? How can you not try and help people? It just happens.
Thank you, Bonnie. Kim, I'd love to hear from you.
Hi, everyone. Just a short one. I was speaking to someone who's a third downline of mine, and she's getting quite excited because she really wants to work for business now. And she said, but my problem is I don't have a testimonial. And then she goes on to tell me that last night she had the best sleep she's had in about 20 years. Her husband's not hobbling around anymore. And I said, and you don't have a testimonial. So why I want to mention that is because often it's just happening. We don't realize what is changing. You actually need someone else to show you or tell you. So even though you think that nothing's happening, a lot is happening. And she just smiled. What could she say to that? But yeah, so lots and lots of changes in lots of people. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, Kim. Won't you just tell the people here what your students say about you behind your back?
They call me the Energizer Bunny because I just can't stop moving, and I'm always streaks ahead of them. And I mean, they're 30, 40 years younger than me. And it's not only my students, it's people, I've been to workshops and that. And I remember one guy who doesn't know me from a bar of soap, and he didn't know about the patches. And he said exactly the same thing. He actually used the same words, you're like an Energizer Bunny. So I'm pretty energetic anyway, but I'm definitely far more energetic. Sleeping much better, breathing better. I don't know if you saw, I picked up Tara earlier on. He's my almost 16-year-old baby, and he just smiles all the time. He's patching as well. Both of my dogs are patching. And I was just saying, Trish was laughing the other day that when I put the patches on their collar, they don't even move. They're just like, and they just let me take the collar off and on. They just wait for the patch, So yeah, lots of changes.
Thank you so much, Kim. Okay, one more testimony. Let's hear from one extra person. Okay, I'm going to tell my story quickly, and then I'm going to go over to presenting the business opportunity. So I'll just tell it very quickly. But I got COVID in March last year. And I became very, very sick. And after 4 weeks, I could still not get out of bed. I could not earn an income. It was a very scary place to be. I tried to walk. I said to my husband, just come and walk with me, because the 4 walls were really pressing in on me. And we tried to walk for 150 meters. Later, I was out of breath. My heart wanted to jump out of my chest. And it was a very scary place to be, knowing that you have to earn an income, you've got to work for yourself, and you can't even walk 150 meters. And then my sister sent me some patches, because she was already patching, getting great results. And I didn't believe that it would be working, anything sounding light and energy. To me, that was airy fairy, you know, little patch. I was used to pills. I didn't know anything about patches. It didn't sound like something I could believe in. But I was desperate. She was desperate for me. And I put the patch in the back of my neck and fell asleep. 2 hours later, when I woke up, there was absolutely nothing wrong with me. Absolutely nothing. But I didn't believe it. But 2 days later, I thought, let me check this. And we lived on a farm with lots of mountains, and I went walking with my dog, and I thought maybe I can do the 150 meters. And that day I walked 1.5 kilos in the mountains with my dog. 4 days later, when I checked on my watch, I'd already walked 9,000 steps. And I was converted. I knew these patches work, even though I didn't know how and why, but I found it worked. And since then, I've been patching, and just many of the results that everybody's been talking about, I can say that I've had it. I have kidney functions that improved that I didn't even know had a problem. So that is like Bonnie. That is what I am doing now. I can't stop telling people about it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the company, because I was not sure if this was a scam. I saw it working, but I didn't want to get involved with something that was really strange. So let's see what I can tell you. Okay, so Mandi gave us great information about the patches, and if you want to know more, you probably are sitting here wondering a lot of things, and you can find information on this website. You can write it down or take a picture, or ask the person who invited you here. They'll give you this information as well. So there's the website, www.thisitinfo.com. Okay, so as I said, I was looking into the company. I was so scared of it being a scam company, because, you know, you have to be very careful nowadays. And what I found is that this company is already 20 years old. It's open in over 75 countries. I think it's 84 countries now. And what's awesome is this is not a Me Too product. So there are many other companies out there with wonderful products, but if there's a weight loss product, there's many others. If there's a CBD oil or whatever it is, skincare, there are many other products. With us, as Mandi was telling us, we have the patent, and we still have 15 years left of the patent on X39. There is no competition. We are the only company that can supply real X39 patches. Other people, if you find it on Amazon, it's not the real thing. You're paying money for nothing. So we are the only ones that can produce these and market these products. So that is really giving us a special place in the market. So look at this money story. So in 2021, they had a $20 million market place. I can't remember the word now, but anyway, in 2022, that went up to 320 million. 2023, 430 million, 2024, over 600 million. And the expectation is that it's going to go over $1 billion in 2025. This is amazing. This is because the patches work and this company is strong. I really loved seeing this. My button doesn't want to push. Okay. What is also great is this company has been ranked as the #1 momentum company by a company called Business for Home. So what it means is that we are the fastest growing company in direct selling and multi-level network marketing. You can see there how it went up here with a pink line. There was a 3,000% growth in this company in 4 years' time. So that's really, really awesome. And here you can see there are two pictures in 2024 and 2023 and 24. We got the Global Bravo Awards for being the #1 growth company in the world. This is really, really awesome. So I want to ask you now, what is the most important thing in your life at this stage? What do you really want for your life? Maybe more family, more time with your family, your security, travel, better health, less debt. And I think all of us can probably say yes to all of this. But looking at the better health, if you want to get these patches, how are you going to get the patches? Well, first of all, you're going to go back to the person who invited you here, because that person cares for you. That's why she or he invited you here. But how can you get these patches? Well, the exciting part is you can be a retail customer, but there's an even better way, and that is the preferred customer option, where you can get it for 1/3 of the price, that 2/3 of the price. You get it 1/3 cheaper. and then you get a free gifts. There's great options there. That's the one way that you can get it. And then there are other ways as well. So there is also ways that you can, if you want to become a brand partner, you can become a brand partner. And that is when you start looking into the compensation plan. And it's so easy. I'm not going to go into detail here. The person who invited you will explain to you, but there's a really lucrative compensation plan here. And it's as easy as exactly doing what we are doing here, is telling people that you care about these patches, invite them to a Zoom call like this or to a live presentation. And all you're going to do is you are going to add them to your team, left team or your right team. And what you want to do is now tell at least 4 people. That way you can become a manager and you open up the whole compensation plan. And we will talk now about how you can go further, but this is really as simple as it is. And we just love helping people to become successful. Some people only want to get enough income, use this opportunity to get enough income to pay their own patches, and other people want to really go big. And it depends on you, how much income you want, how much you want to work, what you want to do. Nobody will push you into any direction, and I love that part of it. So as you see here, I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but we've got matching bonuses, and this is where you get compensated for helping the people in your team. And that's why you will see, I was just blessed when I saw how somebody that I've been helping that's not in my team, I've been helping them, and now they're helping other people in my team again, because everybody just helps everybody. We want everybody to win, and everybody's just so willing to reach out and help, and you get compensated for that. So if you decide you want to make use of the business opportunity, or you could even you will become a brand partner, but you can also become a brand partner if you want to make use of the buying in bulk, getting your products cheaper, and not ordering every month. Then you can make use of these options. So you can look here. The core option is where you will buy 3 sleeves of X39 at one time. It's called the core option. You will only pay $295 for 3 sleeves, and you're not going to pay a sign-up fee. On the advanced option, it gets even cheaper, because then it's only going to cost you $535 for 6 sleeves of X39. And the premium option is where for the serious entrepreneur, it will only cost $1,750 for 20 sleeves of X39. And what's very nice with these options is you can mix and match. So you can change 1 sleeve of X39 for 2 sleeves of the secondary patches, which is like the Eon for inflammation, or the Ice Wave for pain patches, for pain. So there are very many ways to mix and match it, but the person who invited you will explain more of that for you. And they will help you to get the best option for you. Nobody will push you into an option that's not good for you. We will make sure that you get the option that's good for you, that suits your pocket, that suits your lifestyle, suits your family and your needs. So as Mandi was saying, we were talking on thisisit.info.com. There you will get all the information about the patches. You will get testimonies, interviews with doctors, clinical trials, everything you can find on there. If you decide you want to make use of the business opportunity, there's a great website, thisisit.team.com, and there you will learn. It will be like your manual on how to do the business, and you will get everything that you need, and to know what you need to know, you will get there. So now is your time to make your move. And I want to ask you now, are you serious about your dream? I want to say to you, there is hope for your future. All you need to do is get started with X39. It's as easy as taking off the 2 white pieces of paper on the back of your patch, put it in the back of your neck. That's all you really need to know. The patches will do the work, and your life will start changing. And we are here to help you for that to happen. Thank you very much. That is our presentation for today. And again, I just want to say, I'm so happy for every person that was here. And please go back to the person who invited you here. They care for you. That's why they invited you. And they want you to have the same stories like we all have here, where our lives were changed, and your life can change as well. Thank you very much. Well done, Kayla, having the people, your guests here. Mandi, well done on introducing Kayla here. And thank you so much. We will have a short question and answer session afterwards. I'm going to ask more